Welcome to TIA Now, the online video network for the Telecommunications Industry Association. We're speaking from the launch of the Advanced Wireless Research Initiative, announced today by the White House and led by the National Science Foundation. I'm Limor Schaffman, Director of Content for TIA, and with me is Ron Marquardt. He is Vice President of Technology for Sprint. Ron, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So this week has been super exciting, particularly the past 2 days. Today with the launch of this initiative, and yesterday with the announcements from the FCC. So how are you feeling today, and what do you think this impact is going to be of these two initiatives that are just happening?
I'm excited and I'm kind of tired. It's been a busy couple days to keep up with everything. It's very exciting to have this much nailed down so early in the process of 5G, to have this much spectrum available, and for the Commission to not only be allocating spectrum, but to be looking at some of the critical enablers for 5G, which will be for small cells, which is siting and business wireless access.
So tell us a little bit about why Sprint is becoming involved with this Advanced Wireless Research Initiative, and what do you expect to source out of it and also give to it?
Sure. The lifeblood of the technical community is the university researchers. They feed us not only technologies but students. And really the way I see this initiative is not so much about 5G, because the industry has invested a lot already to get us to the point where we can launch that relatively soon, but really providing a bridge to the future. Maybe it's 5.5G or 6G or whatever it's going to be, but technologies people haven't even really thought of yet will be coming out of this. And it's really important to try to link industry with academia so that in these test beds they can get as real life and experience as possible as researchers, and we get the benefit of working closely with them.
So when you're looking at those, not only the new people that are going to be brought in, but also the next generation of networks, what do you envision those communications networks looking like, and how are these new generations of technologies going to be brought in as things are woven and grow, and also brought into the Sprint sphere? I think that's one of the key things that you're looking to do as well.
Sure, absolutely. It's very clear, especially because of these high frequencies that were just allocated yesterday. It's very clear that the networks are going to become very distributed, much more so than they are today. 10, 100 times as many access points as there are cell sites today, maybe more. And so it requires creativity in the architecting of the network and how we come up with a cost-effective means of pulling all this together. We tend to work early on with our key partners and with university partners to understand the technologies, see which ones we want to really embrace and how we want to use them. Once things are standardized, there's limited ability to differentiate, but there are ways in which every carrier can be different and offer unique capabilities to customers.
So are there particular areas of research that you're looking to become involved in on these platforms?
I think yes and no. I mean, I think there's challenges we would like to see, but frankly, we don't want to limit it to the challenges we would like to see. The bigger possibility here are the ideas that no one's thought of, or maybe somebody in the back room somewhere that has no access to a test bed has, but now has an ability through this test bed to get it out there and test it in the wild, as was used today for a quote. And so a lot of the things we're looking at in the end are lowering the cost per bit and the scalability such that we can have hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands more users per unit area, Internet of Things, and also have very high-speed services and a lot of capacity for the services we offer today, because wireless is already ubiquitous, but it is going to be all the more so. It's like oxygen. We need to be able to have it there at that level of essentiality to society and make sure it's as available and you can be relied on much more so than today.
So how do you expect these new networks and these new Internet of Things and all this capacity and ubiquity and et cetera impacting the consumers of the future?
So if you think about today, and LTE is almost a branded term that people look for now in their cell phones, it's really focused on the smartphone market, almost 100%. And often I get asked, how's 5G going to impact? And people are thinking, what's their smartphone experience going to be? That will happen. There'll be some impact there eventually, but I don't think that it will be in one area. It'll be very broad. So where we have LTE connections to cars now that may be used for web surfing or for upload of some data around the car itself, you can envision a cloud-connected car, if you will, over 5G, where the latency, the reliability, the bandwidth is that much greater. And frankly, the customer may not know what 5G is or whatever the name of 5G is. It's just going to be an integrated part of the car, just like a carburetor or a fuel injector. But it's going to be enabling the intelligence for a whole number of new applications, frankly, I'm not smart enough to know about. I'm not sure anybody's invented yet, but really, once you get beyond certain hurdles and the network has certain qualities, they will come, the apps will come. There will be things that people create in ways that they will use the network. Likewise, people talk about healthcare. I'm personally a little nervous talking about doctors operating over a wireless network. That will be the ultimate test in how reliable it truly is. But even if it's taking what is telemedicine today and making it that much more real, because one of the goals with 5G is giving the low latency and the bandwidth that will allow for more haptic experiences, really letting you not just see something, but touch it and feel it, if you will. And sometimes that's important in some areas, medicine being one of them. And there's some real stringent requirements there, but that's the sort of requirements we need to get to, so that maybe it's not open heart surgery, but you actually have doctors able to use the network in ways that isn't possible today.
Yeah, very exciting, and also the imagination is the limit.
Absolutely.
It's very exciting times. So when you're looking at the initiative and the kind of success metrics that you would put on this initiative to make it of value to Sprint and also overall, what would you say? What's the success metric that you're looking for?
We just asked that question over at the White House about an hour ago. Obviously, everybody wants to know how to measure success here. And it's one of those things where this is clearly going to have some goals, but we don't want to inhibit creativity by making the goals too specific. We want to make it so that the good ideas will come no matter what the goal is. If there's one big thing that comes out of this, and no one knows what that is, it will be a success. NSF mentioned that Google came out of a digital library initiative they had. I don't know if it's the next Google. I don't know if it's enabling some great new telemedicine technology. I don't know if it's something else. That would be a true measure of success. For me personally, I said this on the stage here earlier, technology is ephemeral. So there will be great technologies invented here, but what's even more important for the country, and the reason why I think the federal government's involved here, is getting people involved and getting the people trained up to be expert in these technologies. Because if we don't continue that and we don't have that momentum going forward, maybe we'll all be writing social media apps and Pokemon Go, but we're not going to have people working on the infrastructure to enable it, and that will go to other countries.
So we have many things to think about as we go forward.
Yes, absolutely.
Wonderful. Ron, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you for joining us. For more videos, please visit tianow.org. So long.